you catch yourself thinking, this is just how it is. Same pattern, same response, same outcome. And quiet heaviness, it's not changing. The question we're looking at from the wisdom of the universe is, how can all conditions be temporary and nothing stays the same? The answer starts with, because it is possible for you to think thoughts, say words, and undertake deeds which are not reactions, but are creations, deliberate creations. And it is by this process that you can change your life. To create and not react, go to your highest thought about yourself. Imagine the you that you would be if you lived that thought every day. What would you think, do, and say? Remember, all you see in your world is the outcome of your idea about it. And you do have the opportunity to choose again. Because nothing remains the same. Nothing. So what does this actually mean in human terms? And here's the core truth. What feels stuck in your life is often being repeated, not permanent. Let's get precise. The teaching is not saying life randomly changes. It's saying you're participating in the change, whether consciously or not. There are two ways to move through life: reaction, creation. Reaction is automatic. It's based on history, habit, familiar identity, where creation is different. It's deliberate. It asks, if I were already who I know I can be, how would I respond right now? That's the line. Go to your highest thought about yourself, not as an idea, as a reference point. And this matters. All you see in your world is the outcome of your idea about it. Meaning, your interpretations, your identity, your patterns shape what keeps showing up. So when nothing changes, it's often because the response hasn't changed. This is what it looks like in real life. You are in a familiar conflict. Same tone, same tension. Old pattern. Defend, explain, escalate. New pattern. You guessed it. You pause. You don't match the energy. You say, I am not available for this kind of conversation. And you stop. That's new condition. Another moment. You feel triggered. Old pattern. React immediately. Send the message. Prove your point. New pattern. You don't touch your phone. You wait. You let the first wave pass. Then you respond. Clean. That's creation. Another moment. You've been telling yourself, this is just how life is. New pattern, you catch it. And instead of reinforcing it, you shift to, this is how it's been, not how it has to be. Subtle, but different. And different creates movement. This doesn't mean you control every outcome. It means you're not fixed in how you participate. I had a moment like this. Something familiar came up, same dynamic, and I could feel the pull to respond the same way. It was almost automatic. My body leaned forward, ready, then I paused. And it was from my daughter sent me a message, and she was expressing how she felt in that moment. Old pattern came out. And that's where I question applied to everything that I teach. Who does this voice actually belong to? To criticize, to shame the emotion. So I told myself out loud, you can choose differently. Very simple. And what I did is responded differently. I put myself in her shoes and I asked, well, how would I have loved to be spoken with? And that is what I led with. And I was able to create a very different reality. As well as, let me also say what has helped. Let's say you reacted, right? We're all going to do this. We are humans. Saying that, once things come down, you actually have another option to correct it. Let's say, well, if you do, okay? So do it. I know that when I broke up with a friend, I actually sent a message, even though I know there was no need to, rehash anything. I took another level of responsibility and apologized and said, yeah, I did that for me because I didn't want to carry the resentment. I don't have control of how that person's going to respond. And yeah, I didn't get anything in return. It doesn't mean that nothing changed. What it meant is that I stayed true to myself and I followed through on what I needed to do and clean the energy again to not stay resentful. That's what I do. Yes, in some scenarios, it's not always going to work. You don't have that opportunity. So let me leave you with this. Where are you calling something permanent that you are actually repeating? And I'm going to read the last sentence or chapter. Remember that all you see in your world is an outcome of your idea about it. You have created your entire reality. But what is important for you to understand is that you do have the opportunity to choose again. So there you go. Just like what I said. I take those opportunities. I would love to hear from you. Share your experiences. Let's support each other. Let's encourage each other. And one biggest thing that I know I've struggled with, I'm going off script now, is I've been my own harshest critic. And probably, I'm assuming all of us can resonate. We are our own harshest critic. And that's been a big shift for me to remember, wait, I'm not the only one here. Talk to myself like I talk to my daughter. So talk to my little girl with much more love, with much more compassion, with much more softness. Let's get back to that. You have created your entire reality. But what is important for you to understand is that you do have the opportunity to choose again. Because nothing remains the same. Nothing. Not even God. And so we see that all conditions must be temporary and nothing can stay the same. But that is the purpose of life, and it is called evolution. So you're not stuck. You're choosing more than you think. If this is landing, stay with me.